Hello, all. My name is Taya Kani, and today I will be talking to you about how Nigeria, Gambia, and Brazil, how they handle different gender issues in their countries, in their country. First, we'll be talking about education. In Nigeria, women during COVID had a hard time attending schools in their classes due to their household duties, such as cleaning. In Gambia, women were and some women were unable to attend secondary school because of their household duties, such as cleaning. In Brazil, teachers who taught sexuality or gender were fined or had some insults thrown at them because the government didn't allow them to. Next, we will talk about the workplace. In Nigeria, the gross domestic product could grow up to 23% by 2025 if women participated as much as men do in the workplace. In Gambia, in the agriculture sector, only 30% of women were getting paid. This was hard for those who didn't get paid to live. Whereas in Brazil, the women were the owners of certain business firms. So they had a little more leeway than the other countries. Next, we were talking about the living situation. Women in Nigeria, some who are the head of their households, were in poverty than men. This could be because some of them couldn't work. In Gambia, women who did work, they were able to receive half of the land from their spouse. But this could be hard if they can't grow enough crops as they want to and what their spouse wants to if they had their own land. But for Brazil, although they were able to own their own business firms, they had a hard time paying their rent because they wasn't getting paid just like the men. Next, we'll be talking about religion. In Nigeria, women are taught to be seen, not heard. They can't talk at all. They have the men has to talk for them. In Gambia, there are Christians and Muslims who want to have their own policies and rituals. They don't want to follow the Islamic rules. They want to be able to have their own dates for doing special educations. They want to have their own dates to doing different events for themselves. In Brazil, there are different religions like Protestant and Catholics, but the most being Roman Catholics. And then we have politics. In Nigeria, there were 5 gender rights that were taken away from them by the government for women. This could have helped them with healthcare or even equal pay and things like that. Whereas in Gambia, there was a Sexual Offense Act that was passed to protect women against those who are raped or sexually assaulted. In Brazil, women who are in the government roles have been a positive impact on stopping gender-based violence. To summarize, Nigeria, for women during COVID, they had a hard time getting education because of their household duties at work, which caused them to not be able to work properly and could have led them into poverty. While this was going on, women who when they were outside, they couldn't be heard. They have to be just be seen by others. The men had to talk for them. When we go and look at Gambia, they couldn't. Some couldn't attend secondary school because they weren't able to. Because of this, in Gambia, the women weren't able to attend secondary schools because of their household duties that they had. While some were able to work, they only got half of what of the spouse's land. This could be hard for them when making crops or doing whatever they want to do with their land. In their religion, there were Christians and Muslims who want to have their own rules and policies and are followed by the Islamic rule. To summarize Brazil, females, the women in the country, they were able to work and own their own business firms. Some even were in government roles to stop gender-based violence. While those are positives, they still struggled with trying to stay out of poverty because of unequal pay that they were receiving. In conclusion, the ones that are both the same are Nigeria and Gambia, because the women don't have higher roles, just like the women don't have higher privileges, just like Brazil. The women in Nigeria and Gambia, they had to follow their men. Some couldn't attend school or secondary education because of their duties at home. But those who could work, they could only receive half of the land from the men. Some were in poverty if they were the head of households, and even some couldn't be seen, some couldn't be heard, but they were able to be seen when they walked out, as far as in Nigeria's religion. This is my references page that I have. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.